Fun 107, Michael and Maddie, finally Friday morning, August 30th, 2024. Phoebe Rexa has a birthday today. She is 35 years old. Cameron Diaz turning 52, and Red Sox legend Hall of Famer Ted Williams was born 106 years ago today.
Here's the story.
Final episode of The Brady Bunch.
Who was bringing up three very lovely
It aired on
girls.
ABC on this date in 1974.
Like their mother.
News broke here in America about a crash in Paris involving Princess Diana. She would later be pronounced dead.
With confirmation from Buckingham Palace tonight that the world has lost Princess Diana at age 36.
That was 27 years ago tonight. New Orleans was in the middle of a nightmare 19 years ago today when nearly every levee broke during Hurricane Katrina. 80% of that city was flooded. And a big announcement from Kanye 9 years ago tonight at the VMAs.
As you probably could have guessed by this moment, I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
Fun 107. And Kelly Bates saying that it's going to be a nice day today. Going to see some sunshine and highs up in the 70s. We're going to see what the weekend holds for us coming up in a few minutes here on Fun 107.
Bringing your taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast. And we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with Maddie's Entertainment Update on the Michael and Maddie Show.
So I can't be the only one that's wondering, when Taylor Swift goes to these Chiefs games, is she really paying attention? Like, does she really care about the football game, or is she just being a really good girlfriend? Really, recently, Pat Mahomes was doing a sit down, and he was, just talking about himself. But now it's like any Chiefs person doing an interview, they're going to be asked about Taylor Swift. And so he was asked about Taylor Swift. And it turns out that not only does she really like watching, she's got a couple of ideas.
She's really interested in football, and she asked a lot of great questions. She's already drawn up plays, so we might have to put one in.
Oh, gosh, that's amazing.
So Taylor Swift apparently drawing up plays for the Kansas City
He's
Chiefs.
kidding. There's no way. There's no way.
See, I don't think he's kidding. Obviously, they're not going to use them, but I would not be surprised if she strikes me as a woman who, now don't come after me for this, but she strikes me as a woman who gets very invested in her significant other.
Sure.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
I can totally see her getting incredibly invested into football to the point of writing plays.
I could see her getting totally invested into football to the point of saying to the coaches, like, you got to get Travis the ball more. Stuff like that. Like, she's one of those.
No.
Something that moms would say.
No, I don't know about that. While discussing whether the attention surrounding him and the Chiefs, quote, went up to another level once Swift showed interest, Mahomes responded, I think it's been really cool to see the women embracing watching football. And he said, I'm a girl dad, so it's really cool for me to see young girls, these daughters, and how much they're loving spending time with their dad watching football. It's good for everybody. And I really liked what he said, when I was watching football as a kid, like, it was always exciting to be on, like, the team that everybody's talking about. And he's like, why not embrace, like, the show side of it? Like,
Sure.
when we come to town, it's a show. And
He's totally right about that.
Yeah, it's really cool. So he said she is officially a part of the Chiefs' kingdom. And she's part of the team.
It'll be interesting, like, serious talk here. Interesting to see if there are more women fans in the next 10 years because they were exposed to this as young girls and they become legitimate football fans.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see because I also remember before Tom, women did not watch football.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, for some reason, after Tom, when Tom was playing, like, my wife suddenly became very interested.
Suddenly.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't
So
know.
weird.
So this maybe could take it to the next level.
I think it will, for sure. Because then people are going to, they started tuning in to see Taylor. But then, you get invested into the game. I've been there for sure. I'm still not quite following a team yet, but I'm not even going to say it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's the Cowboys.
We're the Cowboys' house. It is what it is.
This could be the year. Could be the year for you.
Yeah. The amount of times I've heard that in my life. So this movie, Peaky Blinders, it's starting to really take off with its plans. And, Cillian Murphy was announced as coming back for the Peaky Blinders movie. And now Barry Keoghan has joined the cast. And Barry Keoghan is the man that has been linked with Sabrina Carpenter. They're a thing, but he's also a very popular actor. I believe he's from Ireland, and he got incredibly famous in the U.S. for that movie Saltburn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys ever take a dabble with that movie?
I'm kind of afraid. Everybody's saying it's on the
It's intense.
intensity level.
But it's good. It's so good.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
You have, Michael, you're going to crawl in your skin watching that.
Don't watch it with your kids.
Do not watch that with your kids. Oh my God. Make sure they're not coming home. Honestly, don't even watch it with your wife. Just watch it by yourself.
Ooh, guilty.
Just absorb it by yourself. But it looks like he's joining Cillian Murphy. And there was also a woman that was cast as well. I don't know if she was in the original show. Rebecca Ferguson. She was also appointed as one of the stars here. And all of their roles, besides Cillian Murphy, are being kept very under wraps. So we don't know the plot. We don't know how this movie is going to go about. But the movie has been greenlit. It will be on Netflix. And it's going to be the return of Tommy Shelby.
Yeah. Barry's got a good face for that.
He does.
For that.
Well, it's great because in the show, you have issues with Ireland. You have issues with like certain countries. Like, I bet he's going to be a bad guy, which is awesome.
He looks like a bad guy. He does.
He looks like a henchman. I don't know if he's the main one, but he looks like one.
Is he the one who takes down Tommy Shelby?
No, definitely not.
There you go. Calling it right here, right now.
Definitely
You never
not.
know.
No, but Keoghan is like his star status just continues to rise. He's in a lot of different movies, but now he's making his way over to the U.S., which is always the goal there. So I'm just really excited to see more details come out about this movie. So hopefully they come out soon. Flavor Flav is becoming the face of the Olympics. I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card at all. I mean, he supported he was supporting water polo, the women's water polo team.
Yep.
Anytime he heard about an Olympian struggling with finances, he gave them money. He's just all in on the Olympics. And now he's looking ahead to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. And he has applied to be the torchbearer for the LA Olympics.
Boy.
He said, I put my bid in already. I'm ready to rock. He said, if Snoop can carry the torch in Paris.
That's exactly what this is all
He
about.
said, come on, man. I can carry that bad boy in LA. So, well, I mean, I see it. Why not? That's a very LA thing to do. But, isn't Snoop from LA?
Exactly, yeah. He's from Long Beach.
And where's Flavor Flav from?
New York.
Oh, West East battling.
Okay. Yeah.
Beef.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see it. I'm here for it.
More entertainment news on the Fun 107 app. Fun 107, Michael and Maddie, a nice, bright, sunny day. Going to get into the 70s. Looking forward to a nice, long holiday weekend. It'll be great to, do those things you can never really get to.
Like raking the leaves that aren't there?
Well,
what are you going to be doing? It's
getting
a Labor
together
Day.
with the loved ones.
Oh,
Gazelle.
sorry. My bad.
You guys do anything for any barbecues planned or anything?
God, I hope I don't do a single thing.
So
I have been traveling every single weekend.
Wait, are you going away this weekend, right?
I'm going to flippin' Michigan tomorrow for a
man.
wedding.
Oh, she's really excited about it.
So excited.
That's when Tom Brady went to college.
Hey, have you guys seen, because I'm thinking about barbecues for the weekend, have you seen over by Tractor Supply in Fairhaven? You know what I'm talking about, Gazelle?
Maybe.
They have a backyard butcher truck.
Yeah.
I've never seen that around here before. I've seen friends of mine like in different areas, and like I always usually they're friends that live in the boonies. They have these backyard butcher trucks show up, and they're supposed to be like these amazing deals on steaks and all this stuff. So I didn't go, but I did drive by, and the line was pretty long.
Yeah.
Now, this is what?
They're selling meat
At wholesale
out of the
prices.
back of a truck.
All set.
So
All set.
I'll be transparent. I'm not a fan of it. Yes, the meat is cheap and affordable. Is it the best quality? I don't know. Again, it's coming from the back of a truck that's been traveling across the United States.
So I talked to somebody who did go,
Yeah.
and she said that, first of all, the line was long because there was one guy working in the back of the truck. But he was doing the best he could. Like, he was working his tail off. And when you get up there, the line moves so slow because when you get up there and you say, I'll take, 3 steaks, they've got some kind of a deal. I don't even know what it is. Like, 10 steaks for $39, something like that. And so when you get up there, that's when you get the, timeshare pitch.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
There it is.
Not for a legit timeshare, but like when have you ever done that? We have to sit through a timeshare
Yeah,
pitch
and then you
to
get
get your Water Whiz tickets or something.
Yeah.
So that when you get up to the head of the line, the 20 ribeyes for $39, sure, they got them, but then they start in on the pitch for the chicken. And I'm going to throw in a box of pork.
Oh, my
And then she said, we've got this, listen to this, we've got this seafood.
God. Surf and turf, baby.
Frozen seafood in New Bedford, Mass.
Yeah.
All set.
I'm
Like, who's
telling you right
buying
now.
that?
You know what this reminds me of? The time I went to Walmart and they tried to sell me on saving the bees. And it's a small cost. But then they're like, well, we're going to need $400 up front. That's what this reminds me of. So right now you can get 20 ribeyes for $39.
You pulled it up on the website.
2 pounds of king crab legs for $39. Do you know how inexpensive that is?
So this setup looks way more legit than the picture that you were painting. I was picturing like a pickup truck with some
Come and get it.
steaks in the back.
Sweet.
It's like a U-Haul truck.
Okay,
kind of thing.
all right. That makes more sense.
But these guys go all over the place.
They do. I don't
know if it's part of Tractor Supply
It's
or
not. No. They picked they were at the Dartmouth Mall last year.
They were?
Yes.
I've never seen this before around here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to put them down, but it's a little sketchy. That's
Listen,
what I'm trying to say.
I don't think it's sketchy, but I would never buy seafood out of the back of a U-Haul truck because we could go get fresh. I mean, the freshest seafood ever.
And the same with the meat, Michael. That's what I'm trying to say. There are multiple butchers around here that have incredible cuts of fresh.
So you're saying they would do better in different areas?
I think for the seafood, definitely.
Yeah.
Go down to Arizona. They got nothing down there. Stay out of this area. We got enough. That's all I'm trying to say.
But the steaks, the steaks they could be good. I don't know. The report on the steaks was that the person I spoke to said that the steaks were kind of small, but like good for like a steak sandwich. Like put it in a pop, you're good to go.
That makes sense.
Because 20 ribeyes for $39, that's a really good deal. But then you got to listen to the timeshare pitch.
That's it. So,
no, thank you.
I don't know. We'll go.
You want to go down? We'll go down. I'll go with you. Well, I'll go with you. We'll go to track. Are they there today?
I think they're there today. They're there this weekend because it's Labor Day weekend. They're trying to sell it while people are barbecuing.
Maybe this meat will blow our mind. Who knows? I'm down for a meat party.
All right. Well, we'll have to go fight the lines down there by Tractor Supply in Fairhaven. Fun 107, Ariana Grande. It's Michael and Maddie. A gorgeous morning out there. Lots of sunshine. Going to get into the 70s today. Are you tired? You were out late last night with the. Weren't you a bartender last night?
So you might be. A lot of foodies, local foodies, are familiar with the page called Roadie Foodie, and it's run by my friend Lupe. And it turned 10 last night.
Happy
the Roadie
birthday.
Foodie page. So he put on this huge event last night. And it benefited a couple different things, but it was, really about celebrating Lupe and his achievements and all that stuff. And we did this quote unquote celebrity bartending experience. So I was a celebrity bartender last night. I have a newfound appreciation for bartenders and how fast they can make those drinks. These people weren't ordering beer. They weren't ordering glasses of wine. They were ordering espresso martinis.
Of course.
They were ordering, what else? That was like the biggest one. They
Cosmos.
were ordering like margarita, cocktail things. It was all cocktails.
Do you know how to make drinks?
No. So
do you know how to make yourself a
So
drink?
it was 3 celebrity bartenders with one real bartender who was kind of helping us get through this here. So the person that comes up to me first orders an espresso martini, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And so the guy next to me is like the real bartender. He's like, okay, 4 counts of espresso, 3 counts of vodka, 2 counts of this, 1 count of that. I'm like, oh God.
Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to begin on that. I didn't even know there was vodka in that.
Really?
No idea.
Oh, funny. So
Tell me you
all
don't
right,
drink
so I
without
got
telling
one
me you don't
step ahead
drink.
of you then. That's all right. There was like a cheat sheet there, but it's like you don't know how much you're pouring. And then it's like I'm pouring, but then I'm like missing the glass. I'm getting it everywhere. I'm not going fast at all.
And were you trying to be like the cool bartender that makes them really strong?
Well, no. I was being the cool bartender that, like, you know, when you do the shake thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
It was a good shake,
Check
though.
me out.
You had good form on that.
I did.
Great
I was
form.
crushing it. But then what happens is, if you shake too much, you can't get it off. You can't get the
Really?
thing.
It, like,
At least I
freezes.
was.
Huh.
At least I was. I was stressed, man. I don't ever want to do that again. Kudos to all of my bartenders out there because I don't know how y'all do it so fast and just so yummy and they just crush it. So my shift was 45 minutes. It was the longest 45 minutes of my life.
Oh,
I
man.
always wondered like how they know how long to tip it over. Like, are they
Yeah,
counting?
it's
in
a
their,
count. So
is
it's
it-
like
1, 2.
I
done.
forget. I'm not even going to pretend to remember, but I think it was 1.5 ounces was like a 5 count or something like that.
That does not sound
That's
right.
all. 5
Or
counts.
something. I told you. I just said I don't know if that's right, but like a certain amount of ounces equals a certain. Guys, come on.
No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm
Giselle's
doing the
counting
math
5.
in my
Literally-
head.
Thinking of how drunk it'd be.
Literally, it's like a certain amount of ounces equate to a count and yada, yada, yada. Okay? So, and then it was like, okay, a splash of this. But what's your interpretation of splash? Because mine is just like a. meh.
That's what I would say. I'd hit
But then,
this.
like, so I would-
I go. Meh. That's what I'd do.
So
That's
I
a
went,
splash.
meh. And then the bartender was like, again,
Yeah, see?
again. I'm like, that's not a splash. So, yeah, that was stressful.
You did your best, and that was it.
I did what I did, and that's what they got.
Well, a tip of the cap and a raise to the
Yeah,
glass.
I would rather
Those
speak. I would
bartenders.
rather speak for a living.
6:56. 90-second news update, and Phil Devitt is in the Blue Point Restaurant newsroom.
Rhode Island's Lifespan Health System will spend $175 million to buy 2 Massachusetts hospitals from bankrupt Steward Healthcare. Those are St. Anne's in Fall River and Morton in Taunton. The deal, backed by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, aims to keep the hospitals operating and protect access to care on the South Coast. Meanwhile, other Steward hospitals in Massachusetts are also being sold, and 2 are closing this weekend. A Fall River man is accused of selling drugs and machine guns on the encrypted messaging app Telegram. Benjamin Hunt allegedly used the U.S. mail to ship drugs and other contraband around the country. He was paid in Bitcoin. He was arrested this week after allegedly selling drugs to undercover cops on 2 occasions this year. Hunt's being held without bail, with a detention hearing scheduled for September 5th in Boston. Massachusetts officials are confirming a second human case of Eastern equine encephalitis. A woman in her 30s from Plymouth County has tested positive for the mosquito-borne illness. Kamala Harris's vice presidential running mate Tim Walz talking about a special moment at the Democratic National Convention, seeing his son cry as he spoke.
Yeah, I don't know as a father I could have ever imagined that. I'm grateful for so many reasons to be on this ticket, but that moment, to understand what was really important, to have my son feel a sense of pride in me.
Harris and Walz sat with CNN for a wide-ranging interview Thursday night. And sleeping in on the weekends may help lower your risk of heart disease. Researchers in China recently studied data from over 90,000 patients on the relationship between heart disease and getting extra sleep. They discovered those who use their weekends to get caught up on the sleep they missed during the week were 19% less likely to develop heart disease than those who slept fewer hours on the weekend. Researchers say other factors may be responsible too, but don't feel guilty about sleeping in tomorrow. In sports, Red Sox lost to the Blue Jays 2-0 at Fenway. Next up, a Labor Day weekend series with the Tigers. Boston in Detroit tonight. First pitch at 6:40. And the Patriots' first game of the season is just about a week away, September 8th, with the Cincinnati Bengals and Jacoby Brissett as starting quarterback. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
From Chapel Roan on Fun 107, it's Michael and Maddie. And on the line with us this morning, we've got the former mayor of Fall River, Will Flanagan, who has a pretty good Hulk Hogan story to share. So, of course, Hulk Hogan was in Rhode Island earlier this week, and Will Flanagan heard about it. And, well, Will, tell us what happened.
I knew Hulk Hogan was going to be there promoting his Real American Beer. So he was at Christie Liquors on Oak Lawn Ave in Cranston. And I've always been a Hulk Hogan fan, going back to some of my earliest memories of is Hulk Hogan and WWF wrestling. I've just been a wrestling fan. And knowing that my childhood idol was going to be in Rhode Island, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to meet him.
So you gave him a key. Was that the key to the city?
It was a key to the city. Being the former mayor, I contacted the current mayor, Mayor Paul Coogan, and I asked him, I said, look, Hulk Hogan's going to be in Cranston, Rhode Island. He used to wrestle at the Bank Street Armory in Fall River, and he has a very strong connection to Fall River, and I'll get to that connection in one moment. Is it okay if we give him something from the city, a citation, a key, something that he has that connection memorialized? And Mayor Coogan said, of course, stop by and come pick up a key, and you can present it to him as the former mayor and on behalf of the city. So I went to the liquor store. I was able to have an opportunity to meet him. They put me in the front of the line knowing that I was the former mayor, and they were excited for me to give him the key. And the reason why this was so special, back in 1980, Hulk Hogan was wrestling at the Bank Street Armory. And this is before Hulkamania. This is before all of the fame, the pomp and circumstances, before he was a household name. And Vincent McMahon's father, Vincent McMahon Sr., was running what was called at that time WWF Wrestling. And what happened was Vincent McMahon's father, Vince McMahon Sr., called the Bank Street Armory on the house phone, because there was no cell phones then, obviously, and he spoke to Hulk Hogan. And he gave Hulk Hogan a directive. He told Hulk Hogan that he was not allowed to do a film called Rocky III, because Hulk Hogan had just got the offer to do Rocky III. He was going to play the character Thunderlips. And Vince McMahon's father told Hulk Hogan that if you take that movie and if you don't go to your next house show, you're fired.
Wow.
So Hulk Hogan, this is a true story. Hulk Hogan got fired in Fall River, Massachusetts.
That's so crazy. That is funny.
You'll never forget that. Yes. So he ended up doing the movie, Rocky III, Thunderlips. It was a huge movie, as we all know, Rocky III, Clubber Lang, Mr. T.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon Sr. Ended up retiring from the company. His son, Vince McMahon Jr., took over. And what ended up happening was WrestleMania 1 was put together, and WrestleMania 1 had Hulk Hogan and Mr. T in it, and the rest is history as we know it.
What a great story. That is amazing.
Yeah, so when I knew Hulk Hogan was going to be in Cranston, Rhode Island, and me being the city's former mayor with his connection to Fall River, I knew that you had one opportunity not to lose it, and I took advantage of it.
That is amazing. What a great Fall River story.
And you can see Hogan's eyes go back, 45 years, and the look on his face when he was holding that key was just priceless. And he actually stopped the line, told the story to everybody, and it was a piece of Fall River history that many people didn't know until now.
So he totally remembered it, too.
Oh, yes. He stopped the line and told the story. He retold the entire story as if it was, as if it happened yesterday.
That's amazing. By the way, I can't let this call end without giving you a little garbage for that picture, because it looks like you are in love with him. But you know what? To be fair, you are, because you had, that's your childhood idol.
I'm a fanboy. It's Hulk Hogan. He's body slammed Andre the Giant at the Pontiac Silverdome. Come on.
That's so funny. Will Flanagan, former mayor of Fall River, thank you so much for joining us this morning. What a great Hulk Hogan story.
Thank you, Michael. God bless you and everybody at Fun 107.
It is 7:53, and Phil Devitt has a look at this morning's headlines.
Rhode Island healthcare company Lifespan will spend $175 million on two Massachusetts hospitals, St. Anne's in Fall River and Morton in Taunton. The deal, backed by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, aims to keep the hospitals operating after being sold from bankrupt Stewart Healthcare and protect access to care in southeastern Massachusetts. Lifespan plans to borrow the money to complete the purchase. Stewart has other hospitals in the state being sold to other companies, and two are closing this weekend. A Fall River man is accused of selling drugs and guns on an app. 26-year-old Benjamin Hunt faces federal charges. Investigators say he used Telegram to advertise and sell the items. He accepted payments in Bitcoin and shipped orders through the mail. Hunt's arrest follows a months-long federal investigation. A proposed 13-bedroom sober home at a former funeral parlor in New Bedford has hit a roadblock. The Zoning Board of Appeals has unanimously denied a special permit for the project, citing concerns about the proposed use of the County Street building. The developer, New Life LLC, plans to appeal the decision. A second human case of eastern equine encephalitis in Massachusetts. A woman in her 30s in Plymouth County has contracted the mosquito-borne disease. Health officials say exercise caution outside. Vice President Harris and running mate Tim Walz in a joint interview with CNN last night, Harris's first since President Biden ended his bid for re-election.
I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values do not change.
Harris went over things such as the economy, hearing the news President Biden was dropping out of the race, and immigration. And heavy traffic is expected on Cape Cod as the Labor Day weekend gets underway. AAA Northeast is predicting a busier than usual Labor Day weekend on the roads and urge vacationers to travel at off hours if possible. Travel agency indicates that traffic tends to become more snarled when holiday travelers mix with regular commuters. AAA recommending holiday travel before 11 a.m. today and after 7 p.m. in order to avoid the heaviest volume. In sports, the Red Sox lost to the Blue Jays 2-0 at Fenway last night. They're on the road to visit the Detroit Tigers for a 3-game set beginning tonight. And the Patriots have a starting quarterback in Jacoby Brissett. You'll just have to wait until September 8th to see him in action against the Cincinnati Bengals. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
On 107 Friday morning. And it's been a pit bull party all week long here on Michael and Maddie. Thanks to Revitalize RX in Dartmouth and Dash Laundromat. We've had some great tickets to give away all week long. I've just looked at this pair of tickets. Nice seats. So let's see. Grabbing a winner here. How the heck are you, Vanessa?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. What are you up to today?
Nothing. Getting my daughter ready for school.
Oh, boy. Back to school. Where does she go?
She goes to Acushnet Elementary.
So is she the Pitbull fan or are you?
I would definitely say me and my fiance are.
Well, Vanessa Reese from Acushnet, we're going to send you to go see Pitbull.
Oh, perfect. That's great. I'm excited.
All thanks to our friends over at Dash Laundromat and Revitalize RX Dartmouth. You are going to go to the show. This is going to be a fun one.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's the Party After Dark tour, and it's just like one nonstop hit after hit after hit the whole night. He has so many great songs. Pitbull, going to be in Mansfield next month. And if you want to win some, get on that Fun 107 app and sign up, just like Vanessa Reese of Acushnet. What station is hooking you up, Vanessa?
Fun 107.
It is 8:24, and from the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, here's Phil Devitt.
Rhode Island's Lifespan Health System will spend $175 million to buy two Massachusetts hospitals from bankrupt Stewart Healthcare. Those are St. Anne's in Fall River and Morton in Taunton. The deal, backed by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, aims to keep the hospitals operating and protect access to care on the SouthCoast. Meanwhile, other Stewart hospitals in Massachusetts are also being sold, and two are closing this weekend. A Fall River man is accused of selling drugs and machine guns on the encrypted messaging app Telegram. Benjamin Hunt allegedly used the U.S. mail to ship drugs and other contraband around the country. He was paid in Bitcoin. He was arrested this week after allegedly selling drugs to undercover cops on 2 occasions this year. Hunt's being held without bail, with a detention hearing scheduled for September 5th in Boston. Massachusetts officials are confirming a second human case of Eastern equine encephalitis. A woman in her 30s from Plymouth County has tested positive for the mosquito-borne illness. Kamala Harris's vice presidential running mate Tim Walz talking about a special moment at the Democratic National Convention, seeing his son cry as he spoke.
Yeah, I don't know as a father I could have ever imagined that. I'm grateful for so many reasons to be on this ticket, but that moment, to understand what was really important, to have my son feel a sense of pride in me.
Harris and Walz sat with CNN for a wide-ranging interview Thursday night. And sleeping in on the weekends may help lower your risk of heart disease. Researchers in China recently studied data from over 90,000 patients on the relationship between heart disease and getting extra sleep. They discovered those who use their weekends to get caught up on the sleep they missed during the week were 19% less likely to develop heart disease than those who slept fewer hours on the weekend. Researchers say other factors may be responsible too, but don't feel guilty about sleeping in tomorrow. In sports, Red Sox lost to the Blue Jays 2-0 at Fenway. Next up, a Labor Day weekend series with the Tigers. Boston in Detroit tonight. First pitch at 6:40. And the Patriots' first game of the season is just about a week away, September 8th, with the Cincinnati Bengals and Jacoby Brissett as starting quarterback. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Is anybody else sick of hearing these Lumi commercials? Like, let's just be honest.
Whoa, shots fired.
Let's just be honest. I just cannot stand, especially this part of this commercial. I cannot stand this.
Hits, feet, privates, and beyond.
I just don't want that on my radio station. Sorry.
Hits, feet, privates, and beyond.
It's gross. Is it me? Like, does
Am I
this bother
the problem?
you?
I mean, it makes me squirm a little, for sure.
Go ahead, play all of
But
it.
I think to play devil's advocate here, everybody stinks.
Everybody stinks.
Everybody
Listen,
stinks.
I've got no problem with like a right guard commercial, but I just don't like.
Are you ready to smell better naked?
It's aggressive.
I mean, really,
I'm listening.
Aggressive.
I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond.
I hope you stayed away from that Beyond section.
My biggest beef, who's applying it once and then not doing it for 72 hours? Why are you wearing the same application for 72 hours?
Yeah.
That's my biggest beef.
Maybe you're lost in the woods. That's the only time, because my deodorant also says 72 hours. They upped the game from 24 to 48 to 72 now. And I'm thinking, all right, this is good if I'm lost in the woods for a few days. But then after that, you're in trouble because it's a lot of buildup.
All right, so in my mind, and I don't know the reality of this, but in my mind, we play this commercial, I mean, at least once every half hour. Is that fair?
Accurate.
I would, I think so.
It gets
It's a
played
lot.
all
And the
time.
commercials are always on, like on television. Like this woman is going hard.
All right, so here's my thing. I hate this commercial.
Okay.
I hate Lumi. I don't want them on Fun 107 anymore.
But they're paying us.
So, that's right. They're paying us, Gazelle. So I did a little investigating.
Uh-oh.
And I called our corporate offices in New York City. And I asked them, exactly how much is this stinking company paying us to be on Fun 107? You're not going to believe it. It's not that much.
Really?
It's one of those things where they buy it in volume, like at all the radio stations all across the country. And so they're not even paying that much. So I said, look, if I could get another company to spend the same amount of money that they're spending, which is, again, not that much because they're buying across the country, but with this one, they would just have to cover this. Could I do that? They said yes.
So what are you trying to do? You're trying to get...
So I have a one-man campaign now to get pits, feet, and privates off of Fun 107 for good.
So what you're trying to say is you do not want to...
Are you ready to smell better naked?
That's intense. So you're gatekeeping the radio station.
It's my job,
You were the
Maddie.
gatekeeper
Okay.
It's my job.
All
of
right.
Asgard.
All right.
So here's my proposal.
So what you're telling me is you smell awful naked. Is what you're telling me. And that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Here is my proposal to any business owner on the South Coast. You could be the business that saves people from having to hear about.
Are you ready to smell better naked?
You would be a hero.
They would be your hero.
So
Pits, feet, privates, and beyond.
What is beyond?
What is
What does that mean?
That's what we want to know.
So, look, business owners, you could save the South Coast from having to hear this anymore. Here's how much, okay? You're not going to believe this. As often as you hear that Lumi commercial, you could hear your commercial, all right? $1,350.
That's good.
A month.
And it's a
Done
60-second.
deal.
It's not that much. It's a very good deal. So you get a minimum of 120 commercials a month.
Wow.
Bonus points if you come with your business and then pull a fast one on Michael and use that as your tagline.
Pits, feet, privates, and beyond.
So I figured it out, okay? It's $11 every time that plays. That's it. It's only $11. So, again, picture, I don't know, just pull a business out of your head. Like, just picture Amaral sausage.
Okay, there you
all right?
go.
Amaral sausage. Linguiça. Maybe that's not the best idea.
Are you ready to smell better naked?
Well,
Are you ready to smell
Oh, man.
Of course, it would be a commercial for Amarals, not Lumi.
Crying.
So, but look, think about as a listener, think about how often you hear this stupid commercial. You'd be hearing Amarals instead. Wouldn't
I
you
get
rather hear that?
Yeah, for sure.
Wouldn't you rather hear that?
The linguiça is the beyond.
Wouldn't you rather hear a commercial from like Tim Horan, the attorney?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're putting down.
Canadian-based Tim Hortons.
You're
Let's go.
done with the body odor.
So $11 can make that happen.
If you got $11 to spare,
It's like a radiothon.
I like it.
It's $13.50 a month. If you've got an extra $13.50 a month, you too could save the South Coast from hearing about pits, privates, and beyond.
Thank God.
Our number is 508-994-1071. Can you help? Maddie and Benson Boone there. That's called Slow It Down.
So you know how we were talking about Baja's Cat Cafe and their post yesterday?
Yeah, in Tiverton. Yes.
And how they were asking people to come in. It was kind of quiet and all that good stuff. We were kind of like, oh, that's an interesting take, you know? It was met with, when I say hundreds of shares, almost 600 shares.
Wow.
Bunch of comments. And they posted on their Facebook this morning that yesterday was their busiest day out of the 3 years that they've been open.
Wow.
It worked.
I am speechless.
It worked.
I got to say, I was wrong. Dead wrong.
We both were.
Yeah.
We both were. You could see the post up on the Fun 107 app right now.
Michael and Maddie.